live yet? Oh my gosh. Oh, there we are. Perfect. Hello and hello. Hi, I am this person, Abby. I am doing tarot readings today. Kind of free form, no specific question. All the questions that can come up, all the what I'm reading for whatever shows up today. So just to kind of give you like the brief lay of the land, my name is Abby. I am often going to be speaking to my person to my right-hand side. There you go. That's Melissa. My wife is sitting over there moderating questions and just taking the lay of the land and penning questions for me to read for so that I can focus on reading for you and she can focus on taking care of the back end and making sure everyone's getting attended to and all the questions are getting answered. So we will move pretty quickly, or at least as quickly as I feel able. And I will not go out of my way to skip someone. So if for some reason you've thrown your question in the hat 4 or 5 times and I missed it, my apologies. I will either see that in the kind of, I do like a review for myself after the reading. So I kind of see what went right, what could have been better. And I'll probably reach out to you at that point in time, just say, hey, I'm sorry. But yeah, we'll just kind of wing it from there. So just to give you a quick lay of me, I'm Abby. I run AV tarot reading here on Facebook. I do live tarot readings for free every Wednesday for now at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you've missed this one, if it's not Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, when you see this video, that's okay. You can totally catch me next week. For the time being, that's what we'll be doing. I also have Instagram going on down here. If you see me wave or talking to the camera directly over here, it's just to give this camera some love as well. But yeah, I have 2 little prep questions just to kind of get the current going and to get reading moving forward. So I'll read with those and then we'll start picking from the comments as they come in. But I do want to take a quick look at the couple comments that have come in so far. I see some questions. I love that. Crystal, it's so nice to see that you're here. I know you and I had a quick chat about possibly scheduling an appointment with you. So thank you so much for coming to visit. Says you're having an issue hearing me. So I would actually love to make sure that everybody can hear me just fine. If not, let me know and then we'll maybe do a reboot. So I'm hoping it's just Crystal's stuff. So am I on? I wonder if we're having sound trouble.
Check your mic.
My mic. Unmute.
There you go. Out now.
Can you guys hear me now? I can hear. Tiffany can hear. Good. Okay, so much better. Yay, thank you for letting me know. Tiffany, hi honey, how are you? Oh my gosh, I love these people that keep coming back. Y'all made me so happy. Thank you. So just to be girly for a second before I actually start slinging cards, because it's so much fun to do both. Can I show you my little earrings that I have right now? They are fans, y'all. Like actual kinetic, like they open and close fans. Like, hold on, let me see if I can close one of them. There we go. They're so cute. And they have little phoenixes on them. Oh my God. Yeah, I just thought I'd share my extra girliness. I know it's like far away, but I'm really proud of these bleeding earrings. Yeah, Melissa just reminded me that I used to have these earrings when I was a kid, like 8 years old. I don't even remember how I got a hold of them, but I had gotten a hold of these earrings and I used to love them because, back then, I'm 34 right now, y'all. So back then, jewelry didn't move. It just looked pretty. So the fact that I had, little fan earrings that opened and closed to me was stunning and amazing. And I absolutely loved it. So yeah, now that I found these while on a thrifting adventure with my wife, I had to adopt them, So I brought them home. Hopefully they'll bring me luck and love on this reading for you all. But yeah, I have a couple questions I'm going to start with, and then we'll start going in with everybody else. And if time allows, I'll reread. So yeah, just keep throwing your questions in the hat, you guys. I'll totally keep reading for the next hour. So you guys have me for 56 minutes is what we're going to aim for. So just to give you the first question, Miss Chantel was asking me how she could get her life back together and move on. I remember she was talking about how she felt like she had wrecked things between her and her boyfriend. So she's just kind of in that that in between space of like, I kind of want to make it work. I kind of don't. Like, what do we do now? So let's not dump my entire cards out on the table. Let's go ahead and pull some cards for Miss Chantel and see just where her head is at and what she can do moving forward. So what I'm going to start off with, if I can stop slinging my cards everywhere. I called myself a card slinger just a moment ago, and now I'm legit slinging cards. I love it. So everyone, I'm using Osho Zen. If you haven't heard of that, that is a nice esoteric ethereal style of tarot deck. It is non-typical. It's not your standard Rider-Waite, which I also have over here, which is it's probably also a topic of conversation. Kind of has that imagery that everyone knows of. It's pretty classic. Everyone can spot it. But yeah, let's ask or talk to whoever is speaking for Miss Chantel to see what she can do to kind of get her headspace back in order. So I want to see where she's at right now. When I'm reading for people, particularly, let's enunciate, particularly online, I like to get an understanding as to where they're at right now so that I know how to move forward in the reading and ask additional questions. So I definitely, I'm learning, I'm trying to be a little bit more encompassing in the reads that I do here, but also like timely. So we're going to move as quickly as reasonable. So let's pull another two. One fell out. One and all right. Where's Miss Chantel's headspace at? And then we'll pull some more questions from there for her. So it looks like her first card is Politics, which is the Seven of Clouds. This one is Beyond Illusion. There we go. I can kind of get a good glimpse. And then morality. So in this kind of this quick little spread, I'm seeing that she is having a realization. It's when what you thought is no longer the case. You start to realize that people around you might be wearing masks, and then you start to notice everyone has a mask. If everyone has a mask, then there are no masks. It's very kind of a weird transformative part in our brain space, in essence. It's like when you start to have awareness in a way that didn't happen before. And so all of that can do some really havoc on relationships, connections with friends, family, people, like the people that you used to be friendly with, start to fall by the wayside because now you're speaking different languages. Now you're using different words, and y'all two don't connect in the way that y'all had prior. For her, it's unfortunate that she feels like she wrecked her relationship. It may not necessarily, I don't think it actually was her wrecking it. I think it got wrecked. So I don't think it's her fault, though, at least from as I'm seeing it here. I do see a bit of a morality thing. So maybe there was a thought, or maybe there was like something that happened, and the happened spawned something. And, you know, that whole like spiral, not spiral, like the wheel, like when all things go downhill and it just turns into a terrible mess of things. So it's like, poor sweetheart. I really wish I could give her a hug on that, because that stinks. But I do want to read for her real quick on if there's anything she can do to, well, one, let's see if she'll get back together. That's usually a big question people want to know, is if they'll get back together with their ex. And usually in reading for that question, as a yes or no, I get a little bit of context for it as well. And we can sling cards all over the place. We can read further and see if there's any more information. So I have two cards that actually showed up sideways for me. So I'm going to leave those over here on the side and pull the three cards. So I'll give me the yes or no for her. Will she get back together with her person? All right. Okay, so I have the Three of Wands reversed, I have the Knight of Wands reversed, and I have the Page of Pentacles upright. So if you haven't been here before, the way I read my yes or no questions is that I do up versus down, and or cards that are facing upright, reverse versus cards that are facing upright. And the dominant of the two is what the answer is. And then the cards themselves provide me context. So in this situation, I have two reverse cards versus one upright card. I don't think she's going to be getting back together with her person. I think that there is a reevaluation of life goals and priorities, and somebody's ticked. So I'm hoping that whoever, if this is her or her person, that they can forgive either themselves or they can forgive her, or the perceived wrongdoing. Whoever is thought to have been in wrong, I hope that person can forgive them. Because it still doesn't feel like there's necessarily a fault. So there's this element, there's this side component that I feel like somebody's taking blame for something that is not necessarily their fault. And sometimes it's just easier to do that. But the Page of Pentacles looks like there is some movement and growth moving forward, or at least in the feeling of this kind of scenario. So it does look like there is some progression. There is some movement. It doesn't look like it's going to be with this relationship, though. But what she can do to start to feel better, let's see. Let's go back to the Osho for that. What can she start to do to feel better? What can she do to start to feel better? Oh my goodness. What do you guys do after a breakup? Like, luckily I've been married for quite a while now, so I only have those old memories of breakups from back in the day. What can she do to feel better? 1, 2, 3. Ooh, can't get them in my hands. There we go. All right. Okay. So what I would talk to her about is, it's like this had to happen. The whys as to why it had to happen is that's the part in question. But I'm glad it happened for her. It's going to push her forward. It's going to propel her forward. And I bet you anything with that breakup is going to force her into like a set of accelerated growth. Pain has a way of doing that to us. I do think she would benefit from getting out of comparing herself to other relationships, or comparing who she is to other people, comparing, you know how you go on Facebook or Instagram and you're all in your melancholy state and you're looking at those ideal relationships and you're scrolling through and you're getting salty, thinking like, I want to be like them. Why aren't I like them? What happened? Bushlight and eat pistachios. I love that. Pistachios are amazing. Amen. But yes, epic there. In addition, I would love for her to get some more movement, like literal intensity. So if she is not working out right now, that would be my first suggestion, is getting herself to kind of purge her demons through physical movement. So actually getting outside and running if she moves, if she does that, or going to a gym and exercising. And if she can't, or is too embarrassed to do even of those things, there's 1.5 million home workout DVDs where you can get in your living room and break a sweat, or get in your bedroom and break a sweat. So all of those things are definitely possible to start down the path of taking care of yourself post breakup. But yes, Miss Chantel, I hope that is helpful, my dear. Oh, yes, you guys can like and follow me on here, Facebook, and then also on Instagram at AV Tarot Reading. So you guys get different content from me over there than you do here. But it's kind of fun to follow both. So feel free to chat with me on either side. I also take appointments on either side. Yes, ma'am?
Oh, you do community readings on.
Oh, yes. Look at her telling me all the things that I need to remember. I also do community readings. Not nearly as frequent as I want to. But I do it on Instagram, where I will either go live or I'll record a video where I'm just pulling cards. I need to talk to people, or them getting downloads of information. Something's coming in. I need to spew it out. That happens on Instagram. So you guys can catch those. Often they land pretty well. So I've been getting some lovely notes back on those. So you guys can catch me there. All right. Oh, I have a question. So will my new venture work? Ooh. Well, let's just do a quick yes or no. It's pretty on the vague side. So if there's an aspect to that you want to know, hun, go ahead and follow up with what aspect of your venture you're looking into. But just as a yes or no, we'll totally just start reading in on that.
Got a lot of questions.
I have a lot of questions. Yes. You guys are making me happy. I'm excited for that. But yeah, I'll try to keep it moving so we get as many questions in as possible. And I've just made a jumble of things. Just made a jumble of things. Okay, let's try this again. Will my new venture work? Okay. Those wanted to come out, and those wanted to come out. Okay, we're gonna stop there. Let's see what I have. You have all the cards. Okay, so this isn't gonna be a yes or no question. Let's see what this is gonna turn into. Okay. Will your venture work? Okay, so my dear, what I'm seeing is a whole lot of cards. So I'm going to be, selective as to what I show. So I have the Fool, I have the Queen of Swords. These are all reversed, and the Ten of Cups reversed. So my first thought on this part of the spread is that I don't think that this is going to work the way you thought it was. It's not saying that it can't. It's just you might have to think around the box a little bit, or maybe reevaluate your market strategy. Or there's something that you walked into the plan with one thing, and then you're going to realize or come up to a roadblock like it's not going to work this way. So you're going to have to pull on your resourcefulness, not so much your resources. So not the money, not the blah, 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 but the resourcefulness, and find another avenue. I think also you're going to have some issues with the people that you start working with or working in tandem with. So a couple of the cards that pulled up for me was the Five of Swords and the Two of Cups reversed, along with the Emperor. What I feel like with this collection is that it's one of the roadblocks you're going to be running into is a person that you thought was going to help you or was going to be trustworthy and work well with you. You're going to find out that they actually don't know what they're talking about. And that's going to be the hardship that's going to end up leaving you kind of up at night as you're trying to refigure everything out and refocus and restructure and game plan. So with that information just on the table, my thought for you is when you move into this venture, be very clear about the people that you're working with and be very specific about who you bring in. If you're bringing anyone in, if this is just, a solo thing, be careful with your vendors, be careful with, the people who have access to your money. Be very clear and careful with the people that you bring in. And then always remember that you can, a lack of success isn't from a lack of resources, it's a lack of resourcefulness. So pull on friends, mentors, information from any resource that you can find. You're going to be thinking or needing to think outside of the box regards to getting this done. But sorry, that was more broad than I anticipated it being, but thank you so much for that question. I hope that's going to be useful for you, and definitely keep in touch. I'll keep reading for you as this venture of yours progresses to see how it goes. Okay. Help, my relationship is so weird.
She's still here.
Oh, I'm glad that you're still here, hun. I would love to know a little bit more specifics as to like what or how. So if you can either give me a little bit more information on your situation, we can turn that into a question, and then I can read specifically for that. So yeah, go ahead and chime in. All right, Miss Tiffany. Oh, my sweetheart. My life sucks right now. Working relationships, just so sad. Anything you see about me would be appreciated. Feed my soul, please. Ooh, honey. I'm sorry that stuff is just no fun. All right, let's see what we can pull from Miss Tiffany. Let's see. How can we can phrase something for you? Like let's see if we can do immediate triage. Like what would help Tiffany feel better right now? Besides a hug, and maybe like a half pint of your favorite ice cream. Stop over there. She's like, ice cream. I'm all for like when stuff is going on a roller coaster, sometimes you need your backup plans. So it's a couple of the things that I think, or first off, so 2 cards popped out while I was shuffling, and I'm just going to go there and then we're going to continue on or continue through your question. I have some more to come up with. One of the things that you can do to start feeling better, this is the Fool card. And this guy, how do you describe that? He's new. He is too new to know better. He is, or she in our case, he has a light heart. His head is in the clouds. He is distracting himself. He is focused on the butterflies that are flying away. His head is up here. He's not worried about where his feet are. I mean, often to the detriment of him possibly falling off of a cliff. But the thing is that we don't know what's at the bottom of that cliff. I mean, it could be a great big pile of fluffy clouds that he just bounces around in. We can use our imagination. We don't know what's going to happen. But getting your head off of this direction, so looking down, and maybe start literally looking up. So if it's going for a walk tomorrow and spending some time observing the clouds, spending some time observing the birds, getting into a garden somewhere and looking at what is flying by. More bush light and some pistachios. That would be useful too. I'm telling you, that'll change your state as well. Also, Miss Tiffany, if you can find some room for yourself to grab some silence. So if you are a meditator, if you get some alone time, if you get some journaling time, that'll probably get you to start dealing with whatever emotions you're contending with at the moment so that you can actually start. It's like scrubbing the base clean. Like how you, like if you run into a kitchen and you're trying to cook a big old meal and you can't because all the pots and pans and everything are all dirty and cluttered up. So silence in your head in the clouds will give you a good kitchen scrubbing so you can actually start preparing your next dish. You can start cutting your next vegetables. And I don't know why I'm using food as a metaphor. So now we're hungry and I'm food motivated. So that's just the long and short of that one. I definitely want to, so that's you feeling better right now. What do you need to know to move forward is what I want to ask. And I want to use a different set of cards for that. You do have a reading coming up. That's this Friday. Oh my gosh, I'm so looking forward to chit-chatting with you, my dear. What do you need to know to move forward? Yeah, let's use that. So this is my True Black Tarot cards. They're stunning set of cards. If you haven't seen me use, oh, sorry, it happened to be that card, but it's a stunning set of cards with some interesting visuals to them, and I love them, love them, love them. What does Tiffany need to know to move forward? We're going to do this two ways. Okay, so I'm going to pull cards first. Whoop. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to make piles, card piles. So this is something that I do a lot when I do like pick a card readings on Instagram or on Facebook. I'll do card and card mixes, and that gives for an interesting kind of rounded approach. So what does Tiffany need to know to move forward? That one. Just go here and there. All right. So first card set for you. Okay, so I have the 4 of Swords reversed along with morality. So we looked at that just a bit ago in regards to your moral compass. I would suggest or think of that maybe some evaluation as to where your moral compass is could be of benefit for you, and not somebody else's moral compass. Like, what does Tiffany's moral compass look like? And are you in alignment with that? That would be, I feel like with the 4 of Wands, there might have been some, swords, there might have been some disregard or stretching of where your actual thoughts and beliefs are at. And this card seems to be calling you out on it. So I would maybe use that as a journaling prompt of something, something that you can work on and focus on for yourself. Another card that showed up for you is the Chariot and awareness. So you're having a mass ton of movement, which is amazing, but with it being reversed, it's kind of like movement into a brick wall. Like, momentum is great until you stop. That's when the pain hits. And it seems like it's like all part of this is in an effort to get you to become more self-aware, more spiritually aware for yourself and what your, it feels like requirements, what your needs are, what your actual hopes, dreams, goals, fears, what those things are. You're reconfirming, re-becoming in awareness, because it looks like you might have been either shielding yourself off or kind of lying to yourself about it. But you're kind of coming back into alignment with what that actually is. This last batch for you, it's interesting that all your these cards were reversed. So this is the Strength card, not Strength card, excuse me. This is the 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands reversed. And oh, I like this card. Breakthrough. I love these two together is because this to me feels like cause and effect. So it's like your party stopped being fun. Whatever it was that you were doing that made you feel like you're on top of the world and you're conquering everything, you're tackling demons left and right. And if you can't see him, that is like Mufasa lion style. There he is. He's so handsome. But when he's reversed, it feels like the party stopped being fun. Like, what the hell happened? And I'm sure you'll tell me all about it when I talk to you on Friday. But with whatever that party falling apart, that party not being fun anymore, there's this mad amount of background. Sorry, I almost burned my life over here. There's this intense amount of energy and focus on improvement, on shifting this, on changing this, and making the decision like, I'm not going to do this anymore. So I'm actually liking the direction that this is going. And I look forward to working with you this Friday so that we can elaborate a little bit further and get more movement and get, you know, any suggestions to keep you going in the process in which you want to go into, my dear. But thank you, Miss Tiffany, for letting me read for you today. So much fun. All right, Miss Makita. You're new. Oh, I love new people. They're so fun. I feel like I want to like haze you in some way, but that's not right. I want to like bring you into the fold. Like, I'm gonna have to create like a new person. Like, you have to tell me something, or a game of some sort. Like, we're gonna have to figure it out, and maybe I'll jot this down and come back to it later. But in the meantime, will me and my lover work through it and overcome everything, or is it over? Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. Those are very popular questions, especially when it comes to love and relationships. Oh my gosh. Hi, over here on Instagram. Thanks so much for joining me. I am reading cards on Facebook. You can totally come and ask questions on that side. I'm just showing here, but I'm reading on Facebook. So just, come over here. The link is in the bio. So please feel free to take a peek. And I'm, take a peek over on Facebook. Okay, so let's see. Overcome everything, or is it over? Okay, so let's do a yes or no. Will you be able to fix this relationship? Let's just see that. Like, no, not will you. Let's do, can this relationship be fixed? And then we'll see what happens, and we'll read further from there. So, can this relationship be fixed? Can it be fixed? I'm sorry that happened to you, my dear. 1, 2, and 3. Pull some cards. Can this relationship be fixed? Okay, I have an interesting set of cards for you, my dear. So I have the Justice card upright. I also have the Family card, 10 of Pentacles upright, but I also have the Tower card upright. So for me, being fixed, that's a yes. You guys have it in you to get that done. I think you guys got a lot of work on getting back on the same page regarding to the relationship in itself. And I'm wondering if it may legit be how this card is all about balance to me. So either balance in responsibilities, balance in requirements, balance in expectations of each other, making sure that you come to some sort of relative, I mean, perfection is not possible. Don't even aim for that, but come to some sort of ebb and flow that you two agree on. I'm hoping it has nothing to do with the family, because if the family gets in the way, it turns into a whole big old mess. Tower card. This is like necessary upheaval. So this is this whole event is like you guys reminds me of spring cleaning, when you're getting the heavy duty equipment, you're getting the heavy duty chemicals, you're getting the gloves on, and you're getting the scrubbing out. And you guys have had some, I feel like it's dirt under the rugs is literally like the visual that I get when I'm thinking about this, and reminds me of like cleaning out ovens. So it's like cleaning out those like literal cobwebs. So those places that you haven't visited in a while, things that haven't been cleaned out or talked about or discussed. Actually use this time to lay it out on the table in your relationship. So I think it is salvageable. You guys just have a lot of talking to do. My dear, thank you so much for your question.
Miss Vivi has a question.
Miss Vivi, you have a question, my dear. Oh, well, I'm totally down to read. You just have to ask it. Melissa's over here. I'll keep an eye out for it when it comes through. But yeah, we'll just keep moving on to the next question. Aw, thank you, Miss Makita. I appreciate it. You guys feel free to let me know how any of this resonates for you, because that helps me stay on course. If for some reason I'm like like, no, that didn't happen that way. And I'm reading like it happened this way. Like that, let me know so that I know we're like, oh, okay, so correction needs to be made. So definitely let me know how it resonates, how it sits. If it doesn't, if it does, I like to know these things so I know how I'm giving back, how I'm performing, how I'm doing for you guys. And if you haven't seen that thing, I've been wearing my super sparkly, excessive ring again. Love this thing. Oh my gosh, y'all should see it when it's all blingy and blinding me in the car. It's amazing. She's working on the next question for you.
So she has your question now, the other lady.
I'm not sure if I should be patient or if it's worth the time.
You said earlier that relationships are weird.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Thank you for circling that back around for me. I had lost track of what the question was, but my dear sweet moderator was letting me know that it was in relation to the original question of your relationship being weird. So with that, we're moving into just not sure if I should be patient and if it's worth the time. Okay. Well, let's just do a quick 3. We'll do a 3-card read on if you should be patient in this relationship or in this situation, we'll say, and see what shows up for you. And then we'll keep reading from there. If you have something specific that you're asking for, please feel free to throw that in the comments and we'll see if we can pull some cards on the specific. Otherwise, we'll just keep it as vague as we got that question here. Let's see. Should she be patient? Whoop. Should she be patient? Last one. Okay. So let's see what the cards are. Should she be patient? Okay, my dear, I have the Queen of Cups upright. Excuse me, Pentacles upright. I have Judgment up, reversed. You guys, correct me. Oh my gosh. The first card was reversed. This is reversed as well. I have the 2 of Swords reversed. And I also have the King of Cups upright. So for me, what I am seeing, hun, is that whatever is going on that you feel like you need to be patient for, I feel like you do not need to be patient for this. It seems like between these 2 cards, it's it reminds me of those situations where you find out the person has a person, but they're talking about breaking up. So you're trying to be patient and wait for them to leave, or you're trying to be patient and give them time to come to you. It's that there's another priority and you're not it thing. I think you do need to get back into it's like mixing these 2 together. So being a queen, being your queen, a queen, and being the master of your emotions is how I'd put those 2 together. So whatever it is that you're being patient about, I feel like it's a clusterfuck on your emotions. So I wouldn't. If you have the ability or have it in you, or even have the desire to go ahead and like, okay, these are what my needs are. If you can't meet them, I need to move on. If you can do that, if you can say anything close to that, or if that even applies to your situation, then that's exactly where I would take it, is go ahead and move this along so that you move forward. But thank you, my dear. Thank you for letting me know what that question was. Lisa, what do I see? Hi, Abby. What do you see for me?
She said any insights, and she's followed up. Just general.
General. So just general insights. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I was accidentally shuffling and then this card popped out for me. So usually this guy shows up when there's some money troubles. When it's either upright or reversed. Excuse me, there you go. Upright or right side up. He's that's always when like the bottom of a bag has been left open or let open and things just kind of like that, like all over the place. So I hope that was just a fluke. I don't want that to actually be your existence right now, because that'd be tragic. But I do want to keep reading for it. Let's see what we have for you with our Osho cards. What's going on for Miss Lisa? What's going on for Miss Lisa? All right, what's going on for Miss Lisa? Is that one? One more. Work. All right, Miss Lisa. Okay, so this card actually may have some relevance to me, so you may have to follow up in just a second. Another card that I have for you is Exhaustion with Slowing Down, and Thunderbolt, which is a lot like the Tower card in the Rider-Waite, my other set of cards. So, honey, you feel like you're exhausted. I hope you're okay. Whatever is going on for you or around you, it seems like you're just getting to the point or just getting to a state of awareness. So you like, okay, I have to slow down for a second because that whole like let's use a different word. That whole slightly tired portion where what you've been doing, what you've been trying to do, what you've been efforting up against isn't working, and it's turning into, like, I know I say the term clusterfuck all the time, but it's turning into a big old mess. And I think you're getting to a point where you're starting to recognize it, and all that energy and all that moving into all that energy and movement, you're starting to get that it's okay, that's not working. That's obviously not working. So what else? So what else? Actually, let's read on that. So what else? So I'm gonna leave these cards out and see what else is going, or what else is, what's coming up for you. How about we do that? Always tired, my dear. I'm sorry. Let's see what else is coming up. Is it medical? One of the cards that just popped out had me thinking of that for just a second. So if you by chance have something like autoimmune disorders or fibromyalgia or anything that maybe even possibly be diet related, like when you eat like, the standard American diet, we tend to be less than energetic. So just a quick throw out there. And the other two cards. Okay. So I have schizophrenia, which is just it's not the literal schizophrenia. So like, let's maybe possibly change that word, but it's that feeling of being stretched between, it's kind of like a rock and a hard place. It's also that like holding on to both ends and that feeling of looking down, not knowing what's at the base of this, not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing if you're going to fall, and how insane that can make you feel. It also makes me wonder if you are carrying the weight of a lot of things, a lot of people, a lot of reminds me of like that parent who has the adult children who just won't leave the house. So I hope that's not necessarily your case, because it's just I would start the process of sending these burdens, okay, let's not use burdens literally, because we love our family, we love our children, but sometimes the things get kind of heavy and they need to be moved on. So I definitely hope that is something that can happen. No taking care of my MLL, with dementia, and single mom of 2 boys. There you go. Okay, so that's, my dear. That is making dementia make more sense. Insanity make more sense. So thank you so much for the clarity for that. The perpetual exhaustion, my dear. You are just family. Oh my goodness. This seems like it could actually be of use for you. So as a bit of a help, if you have any practice whatsoever of self-focus, of something that I was just listening to, Mel Robbins is a lovely person who advocates not answering your phone first thing in the morning, not looking at your phone first thing in the morning. If you have to put it in another room, and give yourself 10 minutes in the morning before the kids wake up, before the chaos of the day ensues, to kind of give yourself 10 minutes of you specific time, that will give you, that re-puts yourself as a priority. And you'll be able to start listening to the things that you need and start relearning what it means to take care of yourself, because you're already taking care of everybody else. You're a single mom. You got the mother-in-law. You got you have all the things. You are going to have to take care of yourself, or this will put you down. And then nobody gets taken care of. Like, what happens when you go down because you got sick? You got the flu for 6 weeks. You got God forbid an illness that puts you out of commission. Like, you need to take care of yourself now, because without you, like, the rest of it falls apart at the seams, and we don't want that. We don't want that. So my dear, if there is anything you can do to take care of yourself, that is the direction I would fall into ASAP. So that is what I see that's going on for you, my dear. But thank you so much for your question. Oh, Joseph, better seeing you. Hold on, let me. Oh, it's an Instagram grounded by the. Oh, I know you. Better seeing you look at the camera. Thank you so much for coming over from Instagram. I appreciate that. Aw. Well, feel free to throw out a question. I think if I remember, if you are the account that I remember, then you and I chat a lot about cards. So feel free to throw in a question or just have a, what does Abby do when, you know, whatever. So I'm so open to non-tarot specific questions as well. But thank you so much for stopping over. I appreciate it. You got a question? Or you guys?
No, has a question. She was earlier raising her hand.
Oh, cool. We'll be helping get a job. Oh, maybe will this person help you get a job soon? Maybe. We might need clarity to get perspective correct. Okay. Yeah, what do you mean, hun? Because I could read that like, are you getting a job soon? Is somebody helping you get a job soon? Because you being helped to get a job is different than you getting a job. So I want to make sure I get the language of that clear, so I know what to ask. But yeah, let's keep an eye out for her, if possible. And let's see who else. Oh, Jasmine. Rosemary Rucker. Hi, I got out of a 1-year serious toxic relationship. It's been a few months, but haven't been having luck in the dating world and feel pretty hopeless. I'm sorry, hon. As everyone around me is getting engaged and having kids, will I meet anyone this year who will make me happy? All right, my dear, I have like 19 statements for that question. First of all being is that you're going to have to make yourself happy first before anybody else is going to be able to. But the cool thing is that you have people like me that like to help people like you get there. So no worries. I think between the two of us, we'll be able to help get you some direction and get that going. And I'm so glad you got out of that toxic relationship. Like, I know it's been a headache and a hardship. I'm sorry you had to go through that, hun, but I'm glad you did. I'm glad you're out of it. And I'm glad you're going to be doing better, obviously. Let's do a few questions. First of all, she's laughing at me. Thank you. And people laugh at me, laugh away. I like staying in a high good mood. It helps the not the literal voices. Okay. So don't think I'm, handling mental illness over here and what have you, hearing things, but it helps the words come a little bit more smoothly if there's an upbeat mood in the area. But yeah, let's get a quick yes or no. Will you be meeting anyone this year? Let's start there. Will you be meeting anyone this year? And then we'll see where the cards take us on it. And as I'm pulling cards for this, I remember, what was it just earlier? My wife and I were talking about how, like, you need to remind people that I'm sitting over here, because if you just start randomly talking to this non-visual presence over here, y'all might be thinking I'm channeling something from my right. And I'm like, I might have to use that. Just kidding. Okay. So will you be meeting anyone this year? Okay. It's a mixed bag. So what I'm seeing is the 2 of Wands. I'm also seeing the 4 of Swords reversed. And I also have the Wheel of Fortune reversed with the, what's my math? 8. Oh, there you go. 8 of Pentacles reversed. So sweethearts, I'm going to reiterate what I just mentioned to you, is that you just got out of this relationship. It is okay that you're going to need some time to take care of yourself, that you're going to need some time to get out of whatever it was that attracted you to that toxic relationship to begin with. You're going to need a few minutes to regain your center of gravity, like regain your bearings, regain who you are without this. That to me is like the rest. That's resting, literal resting. This is like taking a look at your overall scope, your whole life. It's reevaluation of your plans, but things are still kind of spinning for you. So I think this is like, or that feels like to me, like, even though you've been out of that toxic relationship, you still have those twinges for it. You still have like, oh, I kind of miss them, even though they were an ass and mean to me. But I feel like mostly you have a little bit of work that you still need to do. So this is literally a work card. So if you were, unemployed, or if you're having issues with jobs or finances, it's the literal need to continue to work. For me, this feels like working on yourself, on improvement, on healing, on helping yourself, so that you can attract a more healthy relationship, because until you heal that, the next relationship could end up being a carbon copy of the one that you just had. Because I don't know how many people that you hear keep getting back with alcoholic people or keep getting back to abusive relationships. Like, it happens, it's a cycle, because you haven't healed the thing that attracts you to that kind of person to begin with. That was a mouthful. Let's see. So I wanted to finish answering another aspect of that question.
Oh, sorry. No, sorry.
Jasmine. Where is Jasmine? Her question was just here. Oh, okay. We're looking for your question. I'll be here in a minute, honey. I'm sorry.
Here she is. This is the original.
Okay, this is the original question. Okay. But I haven't been having any luck getting into the dating world and feel pretty hopeless. Okay, that's the part I wanted to read on. What can we do to start helping you feel better? I like that, because it's just, I think of, and whenever I do like readings for people, I like to break it up in a couple parts. And one of which is like, I think of it kind of like medicine. It's like, okay, someone has an injury, boom, that's the breakup, right? You have the gushing wound, you have the femoral artery. Well, I'm motioning for, you have the bleed out, right? So you have the ambulance that are coming in. They are doing immediate like rescue. Like, what can be done to make you feel better right this second? And so that's the immediate rescue. And then there's triage. There's tying off the or doing a tourniquet. There is the holding the pressure to stop the bleeding. What can we do to start the mend of you getting better? And then there's a treatment plan. And then there's like the doctors, and there might be some physical therapy afterwards. So there's processes to getting any shift, change, development, especially post-relationship. But I do want to know from Cogs, what can we do? What can you do? What can be done to help you feel better? At least for right now. What can be done? 15 now. Oh my God, this time goes by so quickly. Oops. What can be done to help you feel better? Oops. Cards are flying out everywhere. I had a card that came out, and I mistakenly picked it back up out of habit. So if I see it again, it will have to come back and visit. Anyway, I keep thinking it's going to show and it doesn't. So hold on. We'll keep it moving. All right. What can we do to help you feel better? 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's see. Good. Okay. So my dear, actually a lot of things that I'm saying, and these are all philosophies that I kind of subscribe to. So I think this would be helpful, at least for this immediate trying to take care of yourself while you're feeling hopeless, while you're feeling in that chaos. So the first card that I pulled for you is Turning In, and I hope you can see it. There you go. You can see the kind of like the outside voices and the outside chaos. And that reminds me a lot of what you had just mentioned about how you're watching your other people having kids. You're watching all these things that you want are happening to everybody else but you. Taking some time to tune in, to literally turn in and tune in, it's gonna be okay. Because everything is happening for you in the exact time in which it needs to happen. Because if you got a relationship right now, you'd probably tank it on accident, but you probably would tank it. Some of the things that you can do to kind of help yourself feel better is maybe tapping into your sense of creativity. So if you have like artwork that you like to do, if you have a skill that used to bring you so much joy that you haven't had the opportunity or the time to participate in, use this time in this space and relationship to get reinvested in that. I know, like for me, post breakups, I liked to dance. And so ballet was like my thing that I would return to. And it was almost like religion at the time. That was like my salvation, my saving grace, was turning back to the bar and turning back to that classical music and going back to the routine and the rhythm of that particular practice. So maybe finding whatever your creative outlets are and exploring them a little bit further, and maybe even finding some new ones if possible. I think actually spending some time by yourself in silence would be quite useful for you, so that you can start to get in touch with that inner voice and your intuition and because I know we all have we all have that voice in our heads when we're like reading or talking to ourselves. But there's a second voice that will show up when you can just hear it, when you can just listen for it long enough to give you that feeling or that nudge of what you're supposed to do. Giving yourself that time to actually come back into a space of silence, putting these two together through like an actual meditation practice would help you kind of refine your alignment so that you can get into a better place, better state a little bit sooner. Another thing is the great big old tears. This card showed up for me after my grandmother passed away. And I remember being so sad about it and not wanting to get upset about it. And then when I did get upset about it, things started to feel better. So if you haven't given yourself the chance to cry those ugly crocodile tears, you know, the ones that we hold by ourselves in the bathroom while no one can hear us while the water is going, like give yourself a chance to have all of the feels, all of the feelings, so they don't show up in inappropriate times somewhere later down the line. But I think that would be useful for you in moving forward and to help you feel better now. Thank you so much for your question, Ms. Jasmine. Stay in touch. I want to see how you're doing over time, okay? But yeah, we have other questions. I'm sure I got 10 minutes. Okay, we'll try to do this quickly for you guys. Will Mr. B helping you get a job soon? Okay, we'll just go yes or no. You'll have to forgive me. I don't have a clear perspective on the question, but we're going to go forward and just do a yes or no on will this person help you get a job soon. Oh, you're very welcome, Ms. Jasmine. Thank you so much. I hope any of that was helpful. And if you need me to elaborate, let me know. If you need ideas on setting up a private practice for yourself, let me know. I'm always available to chat, so I have no problems with that. Helping you get a job soon. Let's pull 3 cards. We'll keep it quick. 1, my dears. 2, 3. It says Halloween soon. Soon, you guys, I'm going to have some Halloween-specific services available that I have not quite thoroughly fleshed out as a plan yet. But when I do, I will let you know. So I have the 3 of Pence upright. So that is work-related stuff. This is the Ace of Pentacles, also work-related stuff. This one's reversed. The Page of Swords is upright. So as a yes or no question, I think Mr. B getting you a job, he's going to try. I think he could be successful in it with this card being so big, but it being reversed. That's my only part where I think it's a little bit maybe. But I think he's definitely going to give it a valiant effort. He's going to do what he can to get it done for you. If he's in a position of authority, which I don't know if he is, it actually seems like there might be somebody above him that he needs to confer with, or somebody who would actually make the judgment call on if you get in, or whoever actually does the hiring. Somebody can put in the good word, but this person is the person who actually gets to say yes. I feel like they are going to do their best, their darndest to get you in the door. I'm not quite sure yet if it's going to happen, but I do know that they are going to try to help you do that. But yeah, I hope that answered just the question directly, if they'll be helping you get a job soon. Actually, let's add on top of that, will you be getting that job soon? Because that's always usually the follow-up of like, okay, so they're going to try. Now, will it be successful? So will you be getting that job soon? So let's do a quick 3. 1, 2, and 3. Job soon. Okay, so I have the 3 of Wands, which is you kind of surveying the lay of the land. I have 2 of Cups reversed, and the 3 of Pence showed up again for you. So that's kind of awesome. I think this job is going to be it's going to be not an easy one to get, but I think you're actually gonna snag it. Probably snag it by like the skin of your teeth, kind of thing. So yeah. Keep me in touch. Keep in touch with me to see if that actually goes through. I want to be able to follow this along the way. Amy, a reading regarding our financial situation, switching from jobs and job searching currently, struggling with decisions, and continuing to work for others, or continue to get our business license first instead. Oh, okay. So let's see which question we can pull from this. A reading, you're ultimately looking for a reading on your financial situation, and you're switching from jobs and job searching currently. Got it. Struggling with decisions and continuing to work for others, or getting your business license first instead? Okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to give this a thorough read as you need it to be, but let's do the should you get your business license first. Okay. Thank you. Let's see if we can get if you should get your business license first. Should you? Yeah, let's start there. Should you get your business license first? 1, 2, 3. Should you get your business license? Okay, my dear, I have the 10 of Pentacles for you, so that is fabulous. I also have the Justice card upright and the, she fell, the High Priestess upright. So I think the game plan that you're creating for yourself is exactly the direction that you need to go. So yes, I would suggest, because you have 3 upright cards, go ahead and get that business license first. It's not going to hurt anything. And it seems to be more in alignment with what you want to do anyway. So any step that takes you in that direction to fulfilling those goals, that goal would be in your best interest. So for me, I think that is the avenue that you would go. And I love the fact that you have the 10 of Pentacles show up for it too. So I love, 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 love that. All right, so we got 5 minutes left. Let's see what we can squeeze in 5 minutes. Tamara, I need some news to see the direction of your life is heading. Oh, those are those big questions. Those are interesting. Okay, let's try this. We're going to go back to our Osho Zen, the direction that your life is heading. I feel like you're looking for something. So if there's a particular, oh, good. I'm glad to hear it. Thank you, Miss Amy. If there is something in particular in your life you're looking for, then feel free to ask that question. But let's see if we can get just a quick trajectory. Like, where is it at? Where's it going? All right, let's pull 3 again. Where's it going? There we go. Where's it going? Okay. So I have 7 of water, which is, I love that word, projections. I also have 7 of rainbows, which is your patience. And this card, just one of the court cards, I don't know what the blank ones are, so you have to forgive me on that one, but it is maturity. So the direction of your life, it's, if I was working with you one-on-one, I would be talking to you about where you're at in your life stages as of right now, because it seems like you're possibly like transitioning from one thing or one area, one phase into another phase. And I think you legit would benefit from just having a little bit of patience about it. It's whatever's happening for you. It's the natural progression, the natural way of things. You can, and I know it's annoying as hell, because when you want things to change ASAP, hearing, hey, have patience is the last thing you want, but it's the legit truth. Like, these things are going to happen regardless as to what you have to say about it. So yeah, you just get to wait and see. And with that, that's why I'm kind of asking about how old you are, because I want to understand where you're at in your life cycle, your life processes, and what these goals are, or not goals. What are these? What are these things that you're tackling as your direction and progressing into your life? So yeah, let's follow up with me at a later time about the specifics of the direction of your life. But I got 2 minutes. I can probably squeeze a light one. If you can find an easy one, I'll try to do that one. Hi, Jesus. I'm not going to read about spiritual blockages because I can't do that in 2 minutes. So, should my husband and I move to California right now? I can do that in 2 minutes. Should you move to California? Should you and hubby, let's be specific, because you go into California and both of y'all go into California, 2 different questions. And I don't want to split you up. Go. All right, so should hubby and you move to California right now? Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can get it done in a minute. 1, 2, and 3. You guys, if you want to schedule a private reading with me, my link to my booking app on the website is in this post, so you can find it there. But you can also order like a 3-card or 1-question reading by email. So those take a little bit more time. They're not face-to-face like this. Or you can schedule a face-to-face reading with me on Facebook or on Instagram. So yes, please feel free to reach out if you want something more personalized. All right, my dears. You want to know if you should move to California right now. So I have the 8 of Cups upright. I have the 5 of Cups reversed. I have the Page of Swords upright. What I'm seeing for that is that I think you are going to be moving to California because this is very much moving away or moving in a direction. And it's leaving something that you know behind to go to something that you don't know. I believe there's a bit of discomfort about that, probably also those fears. And I know what those fears are firsthand because I've done big, like pivotal moves like that several times where you just up your life and go to a different state. This happens a lot during that process. So you start to lose track of the things that you have. You start to lose track of the relationships the connections that you made. But I do think you are still going to make that progression forward. And I think that is going to make you, it's going to test your relationship. It really is. But you guys are logic enough to work through the details, work through the ins and outs of it, and make it happen. So 2 uprights versus 1 reverse. I think you should light. There we go. Well, should light move to California or go ahead and progress in that matter. But you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I don't even know how many questions that was. That felt like 40 questions, but it was so much fun to read for you. I love doing this for you guys. And it seems like you guys get a lot out of it as well. So I look forward to seeing all of you same time next week, so long as life and schedule and all the such allows. And I will be seeing you all then. So you guys take care. Bye.